Praise Jesus. This is the Salanos podcast. We are here with Marriage on Purpose. If you're wondering, my name is Beryl Akinyi. I'm a wife for now how many years, darling?
15?
Yes, I'm a wife for 15 years and a mother of 4 wonder babies. I'm married to one of the most amazing men, a man whom I respect so much, and I'm glad we are here. He's my co-host, and we are going to bring you very hot topics.
Yeah.
Things that resonate with the issues we go through in families and marriage. Welcome, Daddy.
Wow, thank you so much. It's been long-awaited moment.
Yes.
Finally, it is here.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us for this podcast, The Salanos.
Yeah.
We are also on YouTube as The Salanos. Find us there and subscribe. And we are only, we are focusing mostly on Christian marriages.
Yes.
And the intention of God, how God wants the marriage to be run.
Original intentions of God for marriage.
Yeah, because you find that most in this generation,
Yes.
we want to do marriage our way.
Yes.
Not God's way.
The Babylonian way.
Yeah, and you know, there's how God designed it.
Yeah.
And there is how He wants it to be done.
Yes.
And you do, when you find yourself now doing the way you want, that's why it's now becoming very, very hard. And we are finding that most marriages are under attack in this generation because you see, like, what's making marriages to be under attack mostly, it's because marriage is a picture of Christ and the church.
Yes.
So you see, like, when Christ says that he's the bride, is the bride?
Yeah.
And the church is going to marry him.
Yeah.
So
Christ is the groom
He's the
and we are the
groom.
church. So he is coming back for us.
Yeah. So you find that relation between the church and Christ, the same as marriage and
the husband and the wife now.
And you know, one thing is that when you see marriages are under attack, it's because whenever the devil looks at a marriage, he remembers what Christ did for him on
the
cross.
Laws, the battles.
Yeah. Because that's exactly before the marriage happened, there was a serious war between Christ and the devil. And when he lost, it's like you see...
It keeps pointing him back to that pain. Like the devil is in trauma.
Yeah. It's like someone who has been heartbroken. You had someone you loved so much.
Sure.
And then maybe you were heartbroken by this person. And then he's now your ex.
Yeah.
And this person who is your ex... stays almost close to where you are staying.
Yeah.
So anytime you wake up,
which we don't advise though.
And then you find that many people always want their exes to fail. You want to see your ex maybe end up in a very bad relationship, he's heartbroken again. And now you see this your ex is getting in a new relationship.
Thriving.
They're doing so well with their spouse. Their marriage is thriving. Every day you see them coming out with their car. So anytime you see them, there's that pain that hits you. Yeah. This part doing well, I don't want him to do well. So that's what
so you
happens.
live in constant pain.
Yeah, he's always in constant pain. Anytime you see the ex, you feel pain.
So that's how the devil feels when he sees family.
On your side, since you left that relationship, you've never been in another one. you are living in solidarity. No. In solitude. In solitude.
Yeah, that is true. I like how you brought it up that there is something you said there that I wanted to emphasize, that you see people want to do the marriage their own way. Yeah. And I think that is why we are having a lot of frustration, especially in the society and in families, because nowadays every other institution, there must be a system that guides it. Yeah. Like we have a school, we have just a workplace, we have any other thing that has to run harmoniously. There has to be systems set in place. But now, in marriage, people just want things to work without any systems. People feel like God should not give us any regulations. And people should be just coming in with their own ideas and do things that they like. And we end up even frustrating the institution, right?
True. That's true.
Yeah.
So you find that now, as I was saying, that the devil has now attacked that part whereby he feels painful whenever he sees a marriage thriving. Yes. Because it reminds him of the relation between the church and Christ. So he has come up with this. And when you see a marriage is under frustration, it may be not it's you the devil is targeting. Maybe you have a child whose future is very great.
Your generation.
Yeah, he's going to get a generational impact to this world. Yeah. Maybe in the digital world, in the technology world, or in the ministry, in saving souls, in any way. Yes. So what the devil will do, now that he cannot kill this child, he'll come and try to distract the environment where this child stays in. Then we'll end up with things like broken marriages.
Creating a dysfunctionality in the system.
When a child now grows in an environment whereby there is that dysfunctionality, it has altered his his future already.
His future, because I think if you look at our children, what the children need, there are milestones of growth.
Yeah.
And children need a lot of harmony, emotional stability from parents.
Yeah.
That's why we advise parents, if there are childhood wounds that maybe somebody is struggling with, you'd want to start therapy, so that if you don't deal with those things, we pass them down, especially moms.
Yeah.
If you're a mom who is having frustration, or you're a person who is having episodes of depression, definitely you'll pass them down to your daughter, especially the first daughter always gets those things. So you'd need to work on those things to cut those energies from being transferred. And homes where there is dysfunctionality, there is abuse, kids cannot grow confident.
Yeah.
To raise a godly generation, it means they are confident, they have self-identity, they have strong self-worth, and this one can come in a safe, stable environment where mom is stable, dad is stable, they both have identity that is solid.
Yeah,
because people people are trying to find you're just coming in, daddy. People are trying to find their identities in other things, in material world. People are trying to find my identity in money and other things to define them, right?
Or in women.
In women, drugs. Yeah.
That thing of whereby we should be in a family whereby all parents are there.
Yes.
It's very important. You see, I'm trying to imagine, I came from that family whereby there was no father, there's no mother.
Yes.
Whereby the mother is gone.
Oh, yeah.
With the girls, now we are here with our father.
The boys.
And every night, the father introduced you a new mother.
That was traumatic.
So you are called, come here, with a new woman.
Yes.
So from today, this is your mother, okay? Beginning your introduction, so you begin, my name is Salanos. I am in grade
Were you lining up, or how
yes,
are you guys
you have to
going
be called, then mnapanga line in the order from the biggest to the young, so you are four brothers.
That must have been
So
frustrating.
this is from today you call her mom, okay? So you're like, now you are beginning to adapt. After again a month, again the mom goes away, a new mom again is brought in. So it's always introducing new mom after. So you're like, the other mom was better than this one. And this one is very harsh.
Yeah.
She denies us food. This mother. So when you see kids growing in such an environment,
can I ask you something? Is there any way you think it would it affected you maybe in our relationship?
Yeah, you can see our marriage a few years they were
the first few, yeah.
Because you see me when I got in marriage,
yeah,
I was there like, it won't work. So I came there.
I think you didn't know yourself.
I didn't come in marriage that now I want to have a good marriage.
I remember.
That only happened after a few, I think 2 to 3 years. I now began saying I need to have a good marriage. But my first years, I was just saying that let it be the way it should.
Yeah.
If it ends,
we were
no
running
problem.
it the way it is running.
Let's just go the way it goes. If it fails, it fails. If it works, it works. So I didn't have that issue that now a marriage should be good, because I'd never seen a good one.
Yeah.
Unless maybe from just what I'm seeing on TV and people around. But I didn't have that thing that I need to have a very good marriage.
Do you know something has just come to my mind now? Why we are having marriage on purpose? Because initially when our marriage did not have purpose, we were having a lot of trouble. Because we didn't know why are we in this marriage apart from having babies.
Yeah. So you'll find that one thing that the devil has used to break marriages when it's communication.
Yes.
And you see, like, communication is, I can say it's what carries a marriage entirely.
Yes.
If you cannot communicate with your spouse, then there is nothing you're going to build in that marriage.
Yeah.
People say that nowadays we don't even talk. I don't talk to my husband, I talk to my wife.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, how did you come to love each other in the first place?
Exactly, you wonder.
I think it was through talking that you guys came together. Unless you were in those years whereby they just carried you on the shoulders and took you to that man's house, then you began staying. But every relationship begins with talking.
With communication.
Yes, the guy approaches you, he tells you the sweet nothings, then you are there, you spend the whole day on your phone, talking to that person, communicating the whole night.
I think it is through communication that people can build intimacy, because even if you meet somebody, a stranger, for the first time, and you begin communicating consistently, you begin to develop a certain bond. And I think that's the bond most couples are lacking, because the communication has now been made so superficial. People are speaking about general issues. People don't tell each other sweet nothings. People don't affirm each other. Like, you don't affirm their efforts. You don't see the nitty-gritties. I just did my makeups. I'm not saying us, but if you don't compliment it, what are you waiting for?
Are you targeting? Did I compliment?
No, on a lighter note though. So you find most couples, they're distracted a lot by social media, especially. People would rather be on their phones up to 1 a.m. They don't care if their spouse are struggling with depression, they're going through a certain phase of themselves, that they're trying to look for that safe space. Do you know that the people who are looking for friends in their spouses and they have never found, because their spouses are so much caught up with the life issues.
And that's all goes back to communication, because you've not talked about what
yes.
you haven't spoken about your needs or my needs, and then people want to imagine that our spouses are mind readers, or they're magicians. So she'll just come home and sit, and then you just know my husband now, he means that he wants his meal.
Needs sex. I love the part of sex.
Oh, my husband wants sex.
Yes.
So let me go and bend next to him so that he can finish his business. Or my husband wants food. Let me go and take to him. So we are in a marriage whereby we want our spouses to predict what we want.
Or you're like, why is he not doing this for my birthday? And you haven't communicated. Why is it?
And then also, why is it always one-sided?
Why is it always?
It's always that the lady says they want the birthday to be done, but husband, no one does birthday for us, so it should be
so unfair.
So darling, like me, my birthday came, it passed, nothing happened. Now you are.
Are you saying now ours or general?
No, I'm just.
You have to be specific.
Maybe it's true. Maybe it's true because
your birthday, you're a boy child. Kangum baba.
So you see, that's not the notion.
But it's bad. It's a bad notion.
The man, when the birthday comes, his birthday, nobody notices he's there. You only
in fact, you forget. You remember the following day.
You only see the day that a king was born. Someone said that
and you don't mention the name of the king.
Yeah, and then when my first kid comes, Dad, we have to get a cake for the child. Second born, same. Third born, now it should be blessed. I should now organize.
It should be big.
You know, I can't go on the shoot with these clothes. I need a cake. I need friends to come on. But when it comes to the month's birthday, it's none of anyone's business. So we are used to like that. But I think she'll talk. You see, we always say that communication is the wheel that drives the relationship. So for a relationship to move from one point to another, there must be constant communication. That's why we hear couples say that, hey, Bana, we've come from far.
Yeah.
You see us? We've come from far.
Yes. And communication doesn't mean that every time you'll be communicating on only good things.
Yes.
You will have tough conversations. Darling, do you think it is the tough conversations we've been able to have in our marriage that has made us to learn and grow from each?
Obvious, soft communications can't add in value to your
relationship. They can't.
They're
superficial.
But the tough ones are the ones that always makes it go. So you'll find that when you say that we've come from very far, it means you've moved from one point to another.
Yes.
And for you to come from very far, you must have a will that's driving you.
Yes.
So that will is called communication. So the more you talk, the more you communicate, the more you address the most difficult topics, the most easiest topics, the more you grow and move away from move together in a long distance. So you'll find that a marriage that has no communication is like a car that has no wheels.
Yes.
So it will just...
It is frustrated. It is like stagnant.
You've seen cars, maybe they have encountered punches on the highways. They just put leaves there. Then they just show that there's a spoiled vehicle somewhere. So when you find... You'll come back in the evening, it's still there.
It's still there.
If nothing is done the following day, the car is still there.
You are 15 years in marriage and you're still handling issues you began handling the first 1 year.
The first we've been discussing about you chatting with the men or me chatting with women. We've been discussing infidelity. The same thing.
Yeah.
You're cheating me with these ladies.
And it's the same lady or woman or man.
Or the same woman, or you've added more women to the women that you had. So it means for the last 15 years, you've been stagnated.
In one place.
The car has not moved from anywhere. So it means our wheels are not functional.
Our
marriage has no wheels. Also, I can say communication is like the breath of the relationship.
Yes.
Without breath in me, I can't breathe.
You can't breathe.
It means
you can't live.
I can't live.
It is dead.
So I must keep on breathing in and out, out.
Yeah.
So communication is that breath that gives your relationship life. If you can't keep on breathing in and out, it dies. That's why you will see that if you want to kill your marriage, don't even chase that person away. Or even if you're still dating, if you want to kill that relationship, don't tell, hey, stop coming in my house. No, just stop communicating.
Cut communication.
When the person sends messages, don't reply.
Yeah.
Blue tick. When they call, don't pick. When they look for you, you aren't available. That relationship will just die because communication is dead.
Yeah.
Then also, I can say communication is like the blood.
The blood.
Of the relationship.
Yeah.
So you find that when there's no blood in you, then it means there's no life in you. Because the Bible says that the blood of an animal is the
life of that animal.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think it's Leviticus 11:17.
Yes.
That the blood of an animal
Yes.
is the life of that animal. So if there is no blood in you, then you can't live. Same, if there's no communication in that marriage, then it will just die. So that's the thing that the devil targeted so much.
It is very vital because I think also people need emotional intelligence when it comes to communication because the deeper levels of communication takes vulnerability. You must create that safe space for your spouse whereby they can say, I erred. Okay? I erred and this is me. We have to handle it, and you begin seeing it as it is this issue, us versus this issue, than this guy and this issue versus me. Yeah, you see that one. And also, there is a level of communication where you communicate when angry. That thing of saying, I still respect my husband, even if I'm angry. You can communicate without calling people names, and you are very angry. And you don't have to throw tantrums. Do you think I've been trying?
No, I think in this marriage I'm the one who's been having issue with communication mostly.
But it has taken me growth also.
Yeah. For me, it was very hard for me to express myself in words and talking. You came from a good family.
You
came in with
grace.
a marketing scheme of.
But also, I think God prepared me for you because I think you needed me to become the best version of you.
So because you see, most times when we are communicating, maybe we are arguing. I'm waiting, I'm thinking of a point that will hit you very well so that you stop talking. And then also, as I'm giving you that point, you're also thinking of another point that will now silence me completely and make me a useless man completely. So
but those years, how did you manage to get through those years?
I think I've talked about crisis stage in
a
video somewhere. It's a very serious stage. It's a very serious stage. And there was an Indian model that we were given by the Mwales couples. That in Indian community, they have what you call a talking stick. So when we want to discuss a very serious topic, I come with a talking stick, and then I talk that stick. Then I say, my wife, I have an issue that I want us to discuss. And it's only the person with the stick that's allowed to speak. So I'll begin now saying, so I came home yesterday. I found you with your friends in the house. And then the way you addressed me, I did not like it. You called, in fact, I heard you talking to your friends about me, saying that he has now come in. I never liked it. You were talking with my friends. So you see, under normal circumstances, you'll say, no, I did not say that, before even I finish talking. And that's what destroys communication completely.
That is now talking instead of
so now, if I have now the stick, I'll not allow you to speak. So I'll express myself, I finish, and then I give you the stick. I love that. And then now when you pick the stick, now you'll begin, okay, my husband, you've said yesterday, when you came in, I was, I agree. When you came in, I was with these guys, but I was not talking about you. We were talking about somebody else, but maybe you thought we were talking about you. So you'll find that this is a very organized communication, which can also really control temper. Control anger. Because what brings anger when we are talking is because I'm talking and you're talking. So it's now it becomes
the heat of the moment.
It becomes a competition of talking. And for men, you will never win. There's no way you will win a verbal outburst with your wife. Or you want to argue until you win. And if you win...
I don't think there are men who win. I think there are few men who win.
They have those serious extrovert men.
Or most of them are narcissists.
And those maybe you have a wife who is an introvert, she can't talk. But in most cases, women will always win an argument. They always win an argument. At least for my case. Most of them will always win an argument because men hawana maneno mingi ya kusema.
Or if they have them a lot of words, they're not strategic with their words. Because me, I would want to say women are more calculating when it comes to words. Calculating. They are calculating. They come to speak about something when they have already calculated the outcome of the conversation. In most cases, and men are ambushed. Because men, they're like, if we tell you, can we talk? It means I had had prior meeting with myself.
Not yourself. Yourself and me virtually. You see me, I'm not there. So you always put me there. Then you begin rehearsing how you'll come. So I'll come and say, Salano, I have seen this and this and this. Then you begin coming up with the possible answers that I'll give you. So if I'll ask him this, if he denies, I'll tell him this. If he accepts, I'll go to this angle. And then you come up with your all script well written. And then you get me off guard, say, we want to talk.
Can we talk?
Can we talk? So I'm like...
And I think most men they feel scared when they hear this word.
But I think how you bring it up, it can make that issue to be very serious.
Comfortable or unsettling.
Like I can remember when we were having a lot of issues, maybe anger issues with me, and that issue whereby I could not talk. I just wanted things
you'd just shut down.
Shut
I
down.
think that's also a level of growth you've gone through.
And you're not addressed that time. You'll just I'm home, you'll just talk well, serve me food, but you have an issue. I don't know how you always do that, because me, if I have an issue, I can't act normally. You'll just know I'm having an issue. But you'll just come, hey, serve me, you are happy, moving around, and then we have our meal now, we are in bed, you've put the head on my head, I'm like, my husband, you know, you are a very good man. You are the best man I've ever had, and you know, I like how you do your
Which
things,
is true.
really. And then you begin to pray, then you say, and by the way, there is this one thing that if you can just stop, you can be the best. So I'm like, which thing? You see, you've already raised my vibration to a very high level, and I'm feeling as a very good man. I'm feeling like the best man. Then you breathe, then you say, this issue of you just getting angry anyhow, then you go for this without speaking, it's not a good thing. Don't you think you can work on it? That thing hits. It hits, and it makes me, I think, observe myself, put myself under a mirror and say, yeah, I think I should do something. But you imagine if you came and told me, you just like being angry like a small child. When will you grow up? You know, I cannot change. When you tell a man that you like coming home very late, you're coming home at 10 p.m., what's wrong with you? You know, the next day he'll come 11.
Yeah.
The next day he'll come midnight.
I think there is how people should communicate their aggression or disappointments, whereby you bring the point home without making the person feel judged.
Yeah.
Because I think most of the hard things we've grown past in this marriage has taken a lot of communication, but not talking.
So
there is a difference between
talking
and communication.
Yeah.
Communication is way intentional. Communication is where I come by and say, I try to be empathetic. I step into your shoes, and then I ask, this one is happening. Where is it coming from?
Yeah.
Then we begin seeing from where it is coming from, and then we walk through it. But if it is talking, I'll talk about the issue. I hate it. I don't like it. I'll live with this issue. Blah, 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 blah. And then, at the end of the day...
And then imagine you are talking to me, and I'm on my phone. Okay, so what were you saying? About what? And you are talking to me. So
that is shutting down.
Yeah.
In fact, imagine tuko kwa podcast na tuko kwa simu.
Yeah,
Would people relate to what you're saying?
So I think the first thing is that when your spouse wants to talk to you, give them full attention.
Yeah.
Listen to them. And then number two, I think you're talking to a lot about communication.
Because it is what has built us, has brought us here.
But then we can talk about it the whole day.
Yeah.
But
we were very poor communicators when we were beginning, right?
Poor, very, very poor.
We were naive, and I thank God for the information. That's why we keep encouraging couples, expose yourself to the right information. Like a book like ours, our Sacred Intimacy book, can help you if you are struggling in communication the way we used to struggle.
Yes.
It will help you know how to talk to your spouse when angry, when happy, and how to bond. There is intimate communication, and there is normal communication.
Then there is this thing about affirmation.
Yes.
Affirmation.
That is your love language.
Yes. Like you see yesterday, I think I had a lot of work here.
Yeah.
I was so overwhelmed. I've been sitting the whole day.
I saw it.
I was very tired. I'm thinking about today's podcast. I'm thinking about, I had so many tasks that are not accomplished.
Yeah.
And the day was almost ending.
Yes.
I'm like, can we get some few hours to do this? And then as I was still very frustrated, you came and you came and held me from behind. I don't know if you can remember, but you came on my back and you were like, hey, you're working so hard.
And I appreciate how you're working for our family.
You're hard working.
Yeah.
This is good. I appreciate you. That thing just... I felt
really?
Like, I didn't know.
I didn't know.
I need to finish this thing. You
oh
see,
my God, that little thing?
Yes, it really gave me a lot of... I said, okay, so she's seeing what I'm doing. So you are seeing, you should see it. So because you see...
I didn't know that thing had Edanini. Can you imagine? Okay, women, if your husband really, has the affirmation as their love language, affirm them.
I felt so good.
I didn't know.
And I got energy to continue now because I said, wow, now I can finish. And you know, I was working on our last book yesterday, and it had a lot of issues that I was supposed to fix. So I was saying, I'll finish tomorrow. But you know, I had to finish that time.
Wow.
In the next 1 hour, I was done.
Thank you.
And I said, wow, that was a very big relief. So
also, I would want to appreciate you when it comes to communication. You are a great listener. Because me, when I feel like I'm frustrated with something, not necessarily frustrated, maybe I'm concerned about my health or something, I come to you and you listen. You are a good listener. You never interrupt me. And then you give me that affirming...
Your mouth is drying. Let me give you some water first.
That affirming hug. Thank you. That affirming hug. I'm a hugger. My love language, I think, is hugging or something. Yes, so you hug me. Thank you for this.
Next time we'll add some color to make it red or pink.
So you are also a great listener. And you're very patient. You're very patient because there are those times when a woman's emotions are just everywhere, all over. But you tend to look at, why is she doing this? And you take time to understand why I'm doing that. Then you give me that hug. And you never judge that thing I'm doing. You'll always look at, I think you're frustrated by this. So I think also you've also helped our communication to grow fast.
I think before you say anybody should try to put yourself in that other person's feet.
Yeah.
Or shoe.
Yeah.
Like, if I tell her this, what will she think about it?
Yeah.
But as you always just talk and throw words anyhow. So that word of affirmation is very important. And also things like touch. That's what you love most.
I love touch. I love people. I love just you hugging me, kissing my forehead. I have a beautiful forehead, right? Yes. You kiss my forehead. You affirm me when I'm frustrated the way you always do. I think you speak my love language a lot.
Wow. So let me go to the next point. I'd say that the first point was that the devil has attacked marriage.
Through communication.
Through communication.
Yeah.
And something else that is happening now is redefining...
the devil is redefining the culture of marriage.
Yes.
From God's original...
The culture of marriage.
Yes.
From how God wanted it to happen.
Yes.
And how it's now happening.
Wow, amazing.
There was something you had tried to bring it up.
Yeah.
But I think this is now the time to address it.
Yeah.
About rules and regulations of any institution. Any place that you go, for you to see systems are working very well, they have rules and regulations. Like, if you are working in a given office, they'll tell you have to report at 8 a.m. Then you will leave by 5.
Yes.
You can't say, no, if you're going to hire me, you'll let me come in.
You work by my own terms.
I can come in by noon and leave by 4. You know, I have a family. I have children.
Yes.
I also have a wife who loves me, so I can't be here from morning to evening.
Yes.
So you'll find that you will need to stick to the rules of that institution for you to perform well, or else you'll be fired. So we are saying that every institution has its own rules and regulations.
Yes.
And these rules may look very, very, very strict. They may not favor you, but you have to stick with them. Yeah. Like now, the society has become so open to things like casual sex. So you find that it's okay to have sex the way you want. You are in marriage. You can have sex with the multiple partners. It's okay. And then, so we have what we call the true things, or the truth and the trending. Difference between truth and trends.
Yeah, I think, darling, one thing you're bringing also is that the society gives you that just one side. Yeah. They glorify toxicity. They don't tell you the repercussions of that which you're doing. Yeah. For example, if they tell you the abundance of that multiple sex, they don't talk about soul ties. Yes. They don't talk about you entangling with people with a lot. Sex is an exchange of energies. Sex is way spiritual. Destinies have been shifted through sex. Yeah. We have women whose wombs have been sealed because of sex. Yeah. We have people who walikuwa wamefika somewhere in life and things begin going haywire because of just having sex with the wrong people. Yeah. So sex is a very powerful energy. That people must know it's a very powerful energy. It bonds, it redirects parts, but also it's a very destructive energy if it is wrongly used. Yeah. This one I wanted to say on the camera. If it is wrongly used, it invites other things, other vices, diseases, fights, wars, brokenness. Men who cheat, they don't have money, most of them. Yeah, they go through hardships. If it is jobs, they go through bankruptcy. Yeah. So those are the repercussions. The society will never tell you that. We just tell you, oh, this one is cheating, this one is cheating, and that is what is out there.
What you're saying is also true, is because also unapata, sex, I can say that, do you see how a mango is structured? Yes. A mango has pieces. I don't know how those pieces are called that. I can bring you a mango and you can share many people by giving each one a piece, a piece, a piece.
Yes.
So,
or orange. Let's use an orange.
I said a mango.
Yes.
I meant an orange.
Oh, I knew you
know,
meant
fruits,
that. That's why we are one.
For me, a fruit is a fruit, as long as you know what I'm saying. So an orange has those slices that you can open and divide each person to have his piece.
Yeah.
So anytime, that's how a human being has been made in pieces, such that anytime you have sex with someone, you give out one of your pieces.
You lose your soul in a way.
You give yourself to someone, you give yourself to someone. That's why I say, even, I think in 1 Corinthians 6:16, it talks about whenever you sleep with a prostitute, you become one with them.
Yeah.
But you go home. After that, you always go home.
Yeah, but it says
you've left somebody
yeah.
in that prostitute. So every time you have sex with someone, you always give out yourself.
Yeah.
Give out yourself.
Have you ever wondered why Indians, Western communities, Indians, Chinese, they're very, 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 very particular about the people they have sex with? They have sex with their wives or husbands, and if they are not there, they would rather wait, because there is a destiny, that destiny that defines even the people coming after you. That's why you find the sex energies are very powerful energy.
So you find you release that energy to one person, to another person. It reaches now a point, you find that when you have sex with someone for the first time, you feel guilty. Second time again, you feel some guiltiness. With the time that guilt starts going away, you feel it's fine, it's fun. You're now having much more sex. You're it's okay with me.
But you've lost.
And then reach now a point,
you don't
now
care.
When you have sex, you feel frustrated. It doesn't even. You feel like
it doesn't fulfill.
It's now like nothing, because you've already lost yourself. I'm so to use an example of like those prostitutes on the streets.
Yes.
Okay, some who have already given up themselves, they don't feel anything.
They can't even bond with their husbands anymore.
So when you come, it's like a business. Do finish, you go. You pay,
they don't feel anything.
You finish, you pay, you go. So because they don't have themselves, they've already given out those pieces until they have nothing in them.
Yeah.
So you find that when asked what is trending, what's trending right now is that if we take 100 marriages and put them here, and then ask how many of you are cheating, maybe 80 or 90 will come saying they're cheating.
They're cheating.
So that's the trend.
And what is making them cheat is very small issues that can be communicated.
Yes. So you find that many are cheating and few are not. So those who are cheating, we take now as a norm, which has been defined. So it means if you are not cheating, then you are not normal.
Yes.
If you are not a cheating man or a cheating woman, you are not normal.
Yes.
You must be, even if you are a working class woman, during lunchtime you go somewhere with your boss, you come back.
Yeah.
In office. So it's a normal thing to happen like that. And if you find that, like there was a place I was staying while I was in school in somewhere, let me not mention the place, but that place had a community of people who are HIV positive. And anyone who was HIV negative was being despised. So you won't buy from them because you are HIV negative. You won't sit with them. You won't discuss anything with them. You can't even trade with them.
Interesting.
It's because you are HIV positive. So you are secluded. So for you to feel part of them, you must also be positive.
You go look for now.
Yes. So it was like they were celebrating. Those ones who behave that holy of holies, go away, holy of holies.
Oh my
so you
God.
feel like I think
so derailing. Yeah.
So things have turned upside down, like that whatever is normal has become abnormal, and that which is abnormal is now normal.
It is a serious issue, and I'm glad we can talk about it. And we're not talking about it because we are perfect. We are talking about it because over the years, through paths of growth and mentorship, God has been able to open our eyes to see what marriage ought to be. And the moment we go back to truth, that is where the healing will begin in families. Because most of the toxicity we see in marriages, cheating, serial cheatings, these people are just people who are hurting. People who went through a childhood like yours, and maybe they don't know how to process the traumas. So the coping mechanism is cheating. But sex as intended, it has been abused. Human beings have a way of abusing everything that was once well intended. Like, for example, sex is sacred. Sex is the most powerful thing a couple can have, because you can manifest a lot. Sex heals. Sex cures. There is something about women, especially women who are, there is a particular kind of women, I don't know how true are, they can even cleanse the soul of their men. By sex, they open up the energy. So it is always good when the spirits and the souls are one, because now you can agree spiritually, you can agree emotionally, and there is a certain kind of bonding that is divine,
Yeah.
whereby you begin to feel your spouse, even if they don't speak. You see them, you feel them. You become like one soul, okay? That can happen when the sexual energy is not interrupted by other people, other distractors. You say pornography, masturbation, other partners trying to come in between. It is just you and your partner. Is a very powerful thing. You can create a lot. You can create so much. Financially, health-wise, people can heal through sex.
Yes, yes.
Yes, true. People heal through
sex. So you find
sex.
that now when you try to talk about what God wants it to be or how it should be, people are against it because they know when you come to godly issues, there are rules, and they don't want rules. They want to operate freely. So that I want to be in a marriage whereby my wife does not ask me about where I'm coming from. Does
not ask to look at my phone.
Doesn't look at my phones. You know, should be looking in my private life. Yet you are one, but
and you've allowed your private life, your private penis,
to be
with your wife's private vagina, and you are saying private phone. Double standards.
We don't want such things that can make us like we are being questioned.
Yes.
You want to live freely.
Yeah.
And as we say that any organization to work well, it must have its rules,
a system,
and regulations.
And people must go back to the drawing board.
So you can't just say that, you know, me, as we are working freely, we are in open marriage. Even there was a place I could see that now couples can come and exchange each other to break boredom in marriage. Like maybe we are 6 men who are married with our wives. We go and do an exchange program. We have a party. Then you can go with my wife. I go and take someone's wife just to add flavor in our marriage. You know
what is happening? They have reached a point whereby even sex doesn't impress them. It's nothing. It's like a person who watches porn. They reach a point where it doesn't impress anymore. They feel there is something exciting. Dopamine hormone has been excited so much, it has surpassed the elasticity, whereby normal things that impress people, like the way we look forward to sex, the people who don't look forward to sex anymore. They look forward to something so mystical. It could be even threesome. That's why we have things like threesome, very weird things, because people are trying now to look to what more. And that shows there is a huge emptiness in a person that they need to just heal first, so that they get wholeness. If you don't get that wholeness, you will keep searching and searching until you destroy yourself.
Exactly. That's why you're finding that you can, maybe you have an issue in your marriage. My husband is cheating on me. He has been beating me. He comes home late. And then you're going to look for help from an older or an elderly woman. You're like, this is what my husband has been doing. My husband has been beating me. He cheats on me with the women. And
I'm even sick, maybe.
Yeah. She'll be like, my daughter.
That is how it is.
Men are men. And you know, that's how marriage is. Marriage is about persevering. You persevere as long as he comes back home.
They have normalized the life.
As long as he comes back home. As long as he provides. Does he pay rent? Does he make sure you have food in the house? Does he?
When did he beat you last?
When did he beat you last? Does he ensure that the fridge is full? Then what's your problem? What's your problem? So it has become that as long as there's the men are playing the role, as long as the rent is paid and we have food, whatever he does to you, it's none of the business. Because now, until now you're told, that's how marriages are. You see, even as far as which we are now, we have seen a lot. So just persevere.
Just because you suffered in your marriage doesn't mean your children have to suffer in marriage.
So now this new generation is now in fear of getting married.
They don't want.
Because the things that are calling no more are too much. Switch to any radio station in the morning and listen up to testimonies about marriage. You just
people are lying, people are cheating.
You see me, I was in marriage. And I was we had 4 children, and out of these 4, only 2 are for my husband. Not even we were. I'm in a marriage right now, and we have 4 children. And out of these 4, only 2 are for my husband. The remaining 2 are from another man, but he doesn't know. My husband doesn't know.
Imagine somebody listening to this and they're not yet married, and they're a man from maybe abusive family. Will they
and the man is there also saying that, you see me, even me right now, I'm in a marriage. I have like 4 other ladies and kids, but my wife doesn't know. So
why would
we glorify that, and even those in the studio, they commentate and they talk and laugh about, that was really. So what else do you do? Where watch and I have things that I'm doing that my wife doesn't know.
Yeah.
So we glorify that. So media is
and it is saddening that even people now are glorifying that, and it's so selfish because there is a generation coming after us.
Yeah.
And these people, they need a home to live in. We cannot say now we have to raise children in dysfunctionality because we can't find ourselves.
Yeah.
People must go for therapy. People must be called to accountability. If you are cheating, no, it is a psychological issues. You went through neglect as a child. You are trying to connect with your inner child. Go for therapy. If you find yourself abusing your partner, or you can't be sexually satisfied or something like that, people must go back to heal themselves. The moment they find themselves, they will begin to grow back to the truth. You know, there are things called, there is the true north of life. The true north of life where the truth and clarity is. But they sink. They sink. And it sinks with, when your soul is one with your highest self or with God, you try to grow close to the true north. But the moment you are far, the moment you move towards the light, you move very far from the true north. So one day you look back and you realize, hey, I've gone so much far. People need to go to a place where they ask themselves, why do I keep doing these things that I do? Why do I keep having these urges? Okay. Also, we must make people know it is not everybody that you have a crush on that you must sleep with. Okay? You will always have a crush. Crush is a normal thing. We are not saying don't have crushes. What you do with having what you do after having that crush is that which now we have a problem with. Because you are not going to have sex with everybody. You see, you have a crush on this person, you have sex with them. You will have so much soul ties. Yeah, so at the end of the day, you are distracted.
I think also what is affecting us mostly nowadays is also people don't get in marriage when they are ready for the marriage. They are there waiting. We've made a marriage to be a contract, not a covenant. We've done a marriage from a contract, a covenant to a contract. You see, a contract is whereby we come here and then we put down terms of how we are going to operate as partners. We are individual partners, not one. A covenant is about oneness. Contract is about individuality. So me, I'll operate like this, you'll operate like this. And in case we reach a point we don't agree, we'll terminate this contract.
That is contract.
In covenant, there is no termination. In contract, when there is an issue that we can't address, we terminate it and each party goes their own way. In covenant, when there is an issue, we make adjustments within the covenant.
That is covenant, which is marriage.
Yeah, we make adjustments. We said that you should not do this, but now you have done. What do we do? Can we?
How do we get a solution to get us out of here?
We said that, you see, we should not cheat on each other. But now I found you've cheated and you are remorseful. What do we do? Let us adjust this corner and say that we continue being in it and continue thriving.
And what made you to cheat? Those are the things that need to be addressed.
So the issue is we have now turned our marriages into contracts that can end any time. You see, there's always a clause in most contracts that any party can terminate a contract with the 7 days notice. So it has. So you go to marriage, you always say that I'm getting in.
If it doesn't work, I leave it. How does that leave the babies?
So you don't care about what generation comes after that. And now also right now we are having people in marriage, but they also divorced long time ago. But they just say because of children.
They're having separate beds.
They're in separate bedrooms. There's one who told that she's spending with children in the bedroom. Okay. Even if these kids are young, don't you think they understand something?
They're knowing. They can sense your emotions, but the children are very sensitive.
But now you are spending with the kids in the same bedroom. They're seeing what's happening. So a contract, you can terminate it anytime you want. There's always that clause whereby you say that this contract can be terminated within a 7 days notice from any party. So any party can decide and terminate it. But for a covenant, there is no something like that. It's always adjustment of it. So when you get married, let us go there when we are ready for it, when you're prepared for it, and know that there is no turning back. So
before somebody gets into marriage, they must be in a place, they are mentally ready, emotionally ready. If spiritually ready, which most of us are never spiritually ready. And also financially ready. You need to be a whole human being.
And then at calling each other a better half,
You're not a better half to anyone.
You're not coming in as a half person.
Yes.
I'm coming in as a full person.
Complete.
You're coming in completely full.
Yes.
That's where we go and we find that you are saying that me, I'm not happy. The moment I'll get in marriage, I'll be happy.
Yes.
So your happiness depends on that person who will
You're waiting for your better half.
Or you are financially unstable. The day you'll marry, you'll now become financially stable.
You will amplify that.
So you should walk in marriage when you are whole.
You're whole
You're not
and
a
complete.
Better half. You are a better full.
Yeah.
Not full for full, but full for full.
For completeness.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other also comes in as a better full.
And
then you complete each
the
other.
Two worlds.
But now we are coming in as half slices. I'm coming with my traumas, my pains, and my inadequacies, and I think you are coming to heal them. Then I meet you with yours also. Then two problems
collides.
Then
and do you know people with the traumas, they are rigid to learn, rigid to change, rigid to growth.
Yeah.
You need to be open to learn, accept this is my vulnerability and walk through it.
Okay.
Yes.
So
also place of God in marriage. People need to have family altars.
Yes. By the way,
yes,
a very serious thing we should have.
Yes.
As much as we have a family altar, the two of us, I need to have my own altar.
As a person.
Very
important. Very important.
So I think let us stop there for today. But being our first episode, it's short, but let us have a session. We just ask me 2 questions.
Yes.
And I'll ask you 2 questions.
Thank you very much. Before we finally conclude.
Yes. Yeah.
So let me ask you the first question I'm very interested on. What is one thing you thought about marriage before we got married that turned out completely wrong?
I think I already answered that. I said that I knew this marriage was not going anywhere. I just wanted to have babies with you and then let them raise themselves the way we raised ourselves, because as we raised ourselves. So I knew after I get you, we have babies, I go on with my life. Okay, I had a model, my father's model. That's what he did. He gave birth to us, went away and managed his own business. So if I do the same, so it turned out wrong here.
So what changed you?
What changed me is that I came to notice that it's not a must to live the way my father lived. I can make things different and I can live the opposite of him and have one of the best marriages. So I've now begun living and trying not to do what my father did.
You broke up generational pattern.
I don't want to do anything that he did.
Amen.
So I'm trying to change that.
I'm glad. Okay, that's well answered. Now the second one. When did you feel the proudest of us as a couple? What moment? What happened? When did it? The proudest you ever felt?
Maybe our wedding day.
Our wedding day? You are proud of us?
Yeah, because you saw, so there are some things that men in our generation, I can say that I've not seen any man wed in our lineage for a long time. I haven't seen any man.
You had a lot to break in your lineage.
I haven't seen any man wedding in our my father or my uncle. I've not seen any man wedding in our lineage.
It is true also on my side.
I think for me, that day it made me feel, okay, so those are things I never thought that can ever happen.
Yeah.
So when I saw it happening, I say, oh God, so it's happening?
Yeah. And we did it after a long time. I'm glad we did it. Yes. So you can ask me also some questions. 2 or 3.
I'm going to ask you very, very difficult ones.
Yeah.
What do you think is the glue that has kept us together all these 15 years?
We have 3 glues that I'm very sure of. 3. 1, we are very intentional with God, intentional with our communication with each other, and also we have a lot of sex. Yeah, 3. Just 3.
You already finished them?
Yeah, as simple as that. Yeah.
Okay. How do you handle moments when you feel emotionally disconnected from me?
I am intentional. I'll go for my man. If I feel we've not talked for a while, I just go. He's there. I either take the phone, but you are good with the communication on the phone. I'm good with communication verbal. Face to face. So I'll always go. I'll always come. I'll always find something to do. I play a lot. We play a lot. I'm naughty. And I think it works.
Wow.
Yeah, so I hope our podcast has blessed you, and also we appreciate your feedback. As we conclude the podcast, I would love to appreciate our entire team. Actually, it is our producer who has encouraged us to start this podcast. He's been on our back. Start the podcast.
Mr. Jack,
Yeah.
Let me say that on a light note. I was like, Jack was telling me, what are you waiting to start a podcast? I'll say, don't worry. It's in the loop. I'm planning to get cameras, then set up. Tell me, you not do it.
You saw the bigger picture.
Just set now with whatever. I'm like, I don't know even. I said, no. You tell me the day and I'll come. So thank you so much, Jack.
And we appreciate
Big Tune Production for.
And if you have weddings and all those events, you can always call.
Yeah, his number will be in the description if you want any connections. So thank you so much.
And the entire team is team. May God bless you and see you in our next episodes.
Remember to subscribe.
Yes.
Comment.
We are the Salanos, not the Salanos, the Salanos.
And just we have our newest book in the market. It's called Crisis Management in Marriage.
I love that book.
Yes, so get your copy right now. Thank you so much.
Say about all other books.
We have Sacred Intimacy, we have Healing After Infidelity, we have Bridging the Distance, and then now we have Solving Crisis or Crisis Management in Marriages. All these books are on Hustle Sasa, going for 500 shillings. So see you next episode.
God bless you.
Bye-bye.
God bless your homes.